Hello, and welcome to this information session on outdoor skills and leaders in training programs at Camp Big Canoe. My name is Erin. I am the Executive Director at Camp Big Canoe and oversee the staff leading these programs. An overview for both of the programs. They are each a month long. They're available in July and August. Outdoor skills campers need to be 14 or 15 years old. LIT campers need to be 16. Successful completion of the program for outdoor skills will result in a physical education credit called PAD 20, and successful completion of the LIT program will result in a high school credit for GPP 30. Students will receive a midterm report card and a final term report card. The final one we send directly to you and to your child's school. There are some expectations for the programs. Both participants in outdoor skills and LITs are expected to participate in all of the programmed activities regularly and punctually and contribute positively to the program as directed by the camp staff. I want you to understand that although the programs are fun and fun is built in, they are also work. So if your child is just wanting to come to camp to have fun and that's it, this is not going to be the program for them. General outline of outdoor skills. The course overall emphasizes regular participation in a variety of enjoyable physical activities that we have at camp: swimming, canoeing, canoe tripping, games, anything in the outdoors that promotes lifelong healthy active living. The learning sessions will include application of movement principles to refine skills, participation in a variety of activities that enhance personal competence, fitness, and health, examination of issues related to healthy sexuality, healthy eating, substance use and abuse, and the use of informed decision-making, conflict resolution, and social skills in making personal choices. These units include emergency first aid, safety. So in safety, what is risk management? What do we require in our first aid kits? Canoe and tripping skills. They're going to learn how to portage. We're going to go through the Orca canoe level skill set so that they can have familiarity with competent canoeing and increase their skills prior to going on the trip. Same with swimming. We're not doing any levels, but we will be swimming on a regular basis to assess their competency with that. Health, we are looking at both mental health and physical health. A vigil is a one-night, overnight program where the campers are taken out into the woods around our site, and they get to build a shelter and keep a fire and see if they can stay out all night. We have staff teams that rotate through the evening that check on the vigil campers throughout the night to make sure that everybody is okay. And all participants are given a whistle so that if they are having difficulty or would like to end their vigil, staff will go and get them at that time. We are a welcoming and inclusive community, and so we welcome anyone along the gender spectrum. We will also be talking about emergency procedures, how to build signal fires, what that looks like on trip, and of course, teamwork. They will be working as a team to make their program run well and their trip run successfully. The trip itself. Participants help with menu planning. They will be packing all of their food, gear, equipment in preparation for an 8-day canoe trip. The location of that will be determined once we get up to camp in May. During the trip, each camper will have a chance to be leader of the day. They will be working on fires, shelter building, and trip emergency preparedness. And at the end of the trip, they will help with all of the unpacking and cleaning up of the gear. And there will be some good reflections on the trip that they will be journaling about. General outline of the LIT program. Again, this is for our 16-year-olds. So this course prepares students to act in leadership and peer support roles. They will design and implement a plan for contributing to the camp community. They develop skills in communication, interpersonal relations, teamwork, and conflict management, and apply those skills in leadership and/or peer support. LITs will examine group dynamics and learn the value of diversity within groups and communities. They will have an opportunity to develop various other camp-related skills. So some of the units in this program, you can see on the left-hand side there. And examples of the sub-units within those would be things like types of leaders, different skills of leadership, effective teaching methods, how to plan engaging programs, when to change a program when it's not working, effective listening, bullying. What is it? Why does it happen? How do we manage it at camp? What about those homesick campers? And how do I lead a song? I may be not a great singer, but how do I lead a song or how do I tell a story? All of these things will be taught throughout their program at Big Canoe. In the second half of their session, they get a lot more hands-on practice. So they will be assigned a unit with which they will spend quite a bit of their day. They will have time each day where they're gathered as the LIT group, and they will still be staying in their LIT units at night. So they have time for reflection. They have time for that group bonding still. And so they can be like, oh, hey, I get an example of this and how it works, but I also get a little time away to just be me and just be a camper. So they will have fun doing that. They also will have a chance to run some of the program areas and potentially try out kitchen and maintenance under supervision. Questions you might have, and I'm sure there are a lot and I may not get them all. On our website, we have a great resource for how to get ready for camp. That includes packing information, transportation information, how to prepare your kids for being at camp or being away. So it's a great resource as well. So these are more questions related specifically to our programs for LIT and skills. Accommodations, what are they like? Campers sleep in tents of up to 6 people. Each camper is responsible for keeping their bed and their stuff tidy. Staff sleep in separate tents close to the camper tents. There are change tents on each site for both staff and campers. There is a large wash house building that has toilets, sinks, and shower stalls where all of our toiletries are kept. We do not keep any toiletries or foods on the campsites. We encourage people to bring environmentally friendly body products. Staffing. So staffing changes each year depending on who applies. So we might have staff in these leadership roles that are all female identifying, all male identifying, or gender fluid. When we have pairs that are one identifying gender, we will assign a resource staff member who is not of that gender so that all of the campers in the program have the opportunity to speak with someone who they might be more comfortable with about sensitive issues. Our ratio is 2 leaders for 12 campers in these programs with additional support staff on site. Staff will go through intensive training pre-camp on a variety of topics related to camper care, and our LIT and skills programs actually get 2 additional weeks above and beyond what our regular staff get, just because there is so much information within these programs that they are leading. All of our staff will have first aid training, and our trip leaders will have their National Lifeguard certification. How do I connect with my child at camp? Well, first of all, we encourage you to leave all devices at home. This way they can really focus on the experience of camp that they're participating in. You are welcome to send your campers emails. We have an email directly for that. They will not be able to respond, however, so this is one-way communication. You can also drop off letters or packages on registration day with the day of the week you want them delivered, and that will be both for busing and for car drop-off campers. We will post pictures as we are able to. We do not have anyone who is designated for this as a hired position, so it is one that we encourage staff to, if they've got a few minutes, take a camera out and go take pictures, and then we post them when we are able to. If there is an emergency, you can reach us at the camp office number. We will arrange for that child to call you back right away. And if there's an emergency at camp, we will be contacting you. Food. Can I send snacks? We'd prefer you not to. We do live outdoors. We do live in the wilderness, and we want to keep nature's pets, as I've heard them described, away from our tents. When it comes to special dietary needs, there are many that we can accommodate. However, there are some that may, depending on allergies or how severe the dietary restriction is, we may have a little more trouble sourcing some products. So in that case, we really want to speak with you directly We will get the menu for the week, the weeks that they're there, and then we will look at, okay, what can we get and provide, and is there anything that we just can't get or that you have a great source for, and we will ask you to bring that. Animals. We have a couple of pets on site. My dog Lucy will be on site, as well as we have an emotional support dog, Edna, who is one of our staff's pets as well. We also have nature's pets. So we have a variety of rodents, small animals like foxes, rabbits, loons, owls. We've got some larger animals, deer and moose, and on very rare occasions we see bears. That is why we do not keep food in our tents and why our garbage is secured in dumpsters quite a ways down our driveway from the main camp. Our staff have BearWise training. You can see the training that we take there on the ontario.ca website. And trip staff are trained on handling wildlife, specifically on trips. We don't carry bear spray. I know that might be a question for a couple of reasons. One, you have to be over 18 to carry it. And two, when people are not familiar with using it on a regular basis, it often becomes more dangerous to the people as opposed to the bear. How do we know how the 8-day trip is going? Good question. We are in contact with the leaders of the trip by sat phone, and they have a message that comes in every day once they reach their site. If they are having any issues, they will phone us directly at the office, and we will handle that depending on what the issue is. How do we know they're safe when there's adverse weather? Again, we maintain contact with them. We check weather reports prior to going out, and we send messages to make sure that everybody is safe and okay. We do have emergency procedures in place for all trips. This includes medical, environmental emergencies, and evacuation if required. How close is the nearest hospital? That depends on the trip route. We have a hospital in Bracebridge, Huntsville, Parry Sound, and North Bay. Those are the 4 that we would be most likely to attend. How are my child's medications stored? All medications are stored with the trip leaders on their person and in their tent. So they hand them out at the times of required administration as per the nurse's instructions, which you have provided to our nurse. What happens with temperature sensitive medications? Those will be stored as per direction by our nurse, and we will take whatever means we need to store those properly for that trip. What if a person or the trip needs to be evacuated and why? So we have a response plan for evacuation and transport of participants where needed. So do they need to go to the hospital? Do they need to come back to camp? Do they need to go to an alternative trip location? And we will follow those procedures. Someone may need to be evacuated due to injury, illness, a mental health crisis, or environmental issues such as a fire or a severe storm. How are mental health issues handled on the trip? We have a fantastic team of leaders this year who are professionals who are working with our staff on a number of pre-camp trainings around mental health. And they are also doing a specific session for only our trip staff and our trip leaders on what to do if there is a mental health crisis during a trip. And so we're very excited to work with this team and get that information in as part of our regular training. What if there's conflict on trip? Well, part of the pre-camp training also is on conflict resolution. So staff will help the participants identify the conflict, if there's underlying issues or feelings about the conflict, and work with them to get through to a solution. Are there reasons my child may not get their credit or may not be allowed to participate in the 8-day trip? And the answer is yes to both of those. So they may not get their credit if they are not participating in the learning activities, they are routinely late, disruptive, or cause harm to other participants and staff, and or they just have no interest in getting an extra high school credit. They may not be allowed to participate in the 8-day trip for the same reasons above, or we do not feel they have learned sufficient canoe skills to trip safely and are not following safe swimming procedures. There are concerns with eating habits. Somebody not eating is dangerous on trip, or they really do not want to go on the trip. Laundry. We have a washing machine and dryer on site, and those are used for kitchen and nursing emergencies, or regular kitchen duties and nursing emergencies. So we do not have regular laundry facilities for anyone else. Please make sure you pack enough clothing for the 2 weeks that they're at camp. And in between the first 2 week session and the second 2 week session, there will be time for you to take the children home and do laundry there and let them sleep some more too. Because we know that as much as we encourage sleeping, sometimes they just don't do it. Can my lit volunteer? Yes, if your LIT is in the July program, they will have the opportunity to volunteer during August, and some of those hours can be used for high school volunteer hours. In that case, we do need you to provide the school forms. I know different schools and different boards have very specific forms they want for that. What's next? If you are interested in registering, go to our website at www.campbigcanoe.ca and you will find our register tab at the top. You can find more information at our website in the Get Ready for Camp section. And if you have additional questions that you would like answered right away, you can email admin@campbigcanoe.ca or call either of our phone numbers. We really look forward to seeing you at camp. Have a great day.